Okay, Sunday, February 19th. We just got back from a sacrament meeting where Reagan reported his mission. It was tremendous. Great maturity has taken place in that young man. Grandma and I both commented on it, how well, and he did great when he left. But there was a deeper sense of maturity and sense of spiritual things that has transpired him or transported him into the good young man that he is today. We're looking forward to seeing what happens in his life. He shared with us yesterday or day before that he has now been accepted into BYU Provo and will be attending there in the fall. So we're looking forward to what happens to Reagan in the next years and look with anticipation to him and all of the rest of our grandchildren, to see what happens to each one. And we're vitally interested in every one of them. By the way, the youth speakers fell through apparently in the ward today, so they asked Tyler and Alicia to substitute and be the youth speakers in their sacrament meeting today, and we'll just say the quality of youth speaking improved dramatically today in that ward. So Tyler and Alicia did a great job as well. It was great to see much of Reagan's family here. They weren't all, of course, able to be here because of distance, but Garth and Brittany and their family were there, and Tyler, of course, was there, and Shay was there. Rhett and Cassie and their family were there. The only one that wasn't from our group is Mac, and we know he's conducting sacrament meeting even as we speak down in Arizona. So it's a great day all the way around. So we had a great day. As you can see, we got back from sacrament meeting, and I've dressed into my civvies, which I like to do. Sunday go to meeting clothes are fine for Sunday go to meeting, but I kind of like the civvies. And so does Mom, so we got home. We're going back to Alicia and Tyler's and enjoy a little luncheon there. They still have another hour in their sacrament meeting, so we won't go to their home till about 1 o'clock or thereabouts to enjoy that little luncheon and visit with the folks there. So we're looking forward to that. All right, so that takes care of the events of this day. This is chapter 47, the marriage advice. Boy, me giving marriage advice is really rich. I like what I said in the book, as I've said before many times, but 2 or 3 additional thoughts have occurred to me. But I'm not the best one to ask for marriage advice, as your grandma and your mom will attest. She was over there ironing her shirt as we get ready to go to Tyler and Alicia's here in a little bit. At any rate, marriage advice, 2 or 3 other things. And if Vic was here to listen to this, I don't know if she's listening or not, but the first one that occurred to me is live within your means. Now, that's a little strange coming from me because I never have been a budgeter. I have budgets in my head. I know where our money's going and where it needs to go and that sort of thing. But I've never sat down and done a budget. They keep telling you, know exactly where every penny's going for your bills and where your income's coming, and so you've got to make sure that it balances out because, and that's true. That's true. I just never have been, had the motivation to do that. It's in my head, but I don't sit down and write it down on paper, and I don't know where every penny's going and so forth. If we need to go and buy a little, something for somebody, a flower or, whatever, a pair of, jeans, or we go do it. If we need it, we go get it, and then if we don't have the money, we'll save later on. But money problems will cause, as many difficulties in a marriage, probably more so than any other thing, short of infidelity. That will be, that would cause the most problem, no question about it. But money problems also, and so visit about money problems in your families, with your spouses and that sort of thing. The second idea that occurred to me is continuing to develop your talents. God's given us each individual talents, many talents. We've all been given talents. Section 42 is called the gifts of the Spirit, I think is what the Scripture calls them. But we've all been given those. And I know I've said this before, but there are folks who out there in my family that are saying right now, I don't have any talents. I can't do anything. I don't have. Yes, you do. You do. You have talents. You have abilities. You have gifts given to you by Heavenly Father. The trick is finding out what those gifts are, finding out what they are, developing them to the max, becoming excellent and good at them, and then sharing them with the rest of mankind. That is where we all are edified. Both you as the developer of the talents and the sharer of the talents, and those who receive those talents and are edified by them will benefit. So we're mutually benefited by continuing to develop the great gifts and talents that the Lord has blessed us with. Let me give you 2 or 3 examples here. I've shared with you, Vic gave me a couple of books that she made before I left on my mission, and I showed them to you, I think, in a vlog earlier. But she has continued to do that. She has created, I've lost count here. It's got to be in a dozen by now. Books about various people. She's doing one for Mary Lee right now. She has agonized over it. She has worked on it. She has developed it and added to and deleted from, and oh my goodness, she is so particular about what goes on in these books, and the quotes that are quoted there, and the sentiments that are conveyed, the pictures, they got to be just right and in the right order and all of that stuff. She's done one for her dad and her mom, and for Fish Creek, and for her growing up years. She's done one for our mission when we went on a mission together to St. George. That's a huge one. And the events that transpired there, and about her growing up and our young children, and Christmases. I mean, she's done a lot of them, and they're so well done. She has continued to develop that talent. Her granddaughter, Kate, and Kate just sent her a transcript of her book. Kate wrote a book earlier, but the second book, I think this is the second one that she's written. She shared it with her grandma, Vicky, to review because of her talent in English and wordsmithing and phrasing and punctuation and all of the stuff that she is so good at. And so that's a great compliment to her that her granddaughter would share that with her and ask her to review it and ask for feedback. And so she's going to do that. She wrote plays, she painted, all of these things that she does so well. I mean, all of those things are just beyond me. That's foreign to me, but so natural to her. And so she wrote plays when we were growing up and when we first got married, and shared them with the youth. She road shows and all of that sort of stuff. And so she has continued to develop those, and she continues to do those things. I hope that she will continue to paint. We have paintings in our home. I'm sure those of you who've been in our home will recognize some of those paintings are up in our home, and they should be, because of her talent and her ability to do those kinds of things. And so I hope she continues, we'll pick that up again. because she was so talented at those things. Another thought, you need to go to family events. I think it's important that you attend family events for not just the members of your immediate family, but like I said, we had lots and lots of family members, from both sides. Both the Morgans and the Larsons were represented there as Reagan came home, and that's as it should be. Reagan needs to know that he has the support of both sides of his family as he moves forward. And so it's important to go to family events, whether it be positive, we've been to funerals and of things. My niece Kimberly lost her son last year, and we wanted to let Kimberly know we supported her. So we went to Pocatello to a wake, I guess is what they call it, honoring Ian, her son, that she lost her son a year ago. So those kinds of things are important to do. Have a little fun. Have some fun. I mentioned this before. My dad was a great guy. He didn't have enough fun. My Uncle Ray did, and I'm so grateful that Uncle Ray, and I had a tendency to do that anyway, but we had so much fun. We worked hard when we work, and we play hard when we play, and that's as it should be. That's a great thing, to remember those memories. And my dad had some fun, there's no question, but most of his fun involved work. And that's fine too. You gotta work. There's no substitute for work. But you gotta have a little time off and do some things that you enjoy doing as well. Have something to look forward to. That's an important thing. The last marriage advice would be, and even Tyler mentioned this in his testimony today in sacrament meeting, but to remember the progenitors that set the tone for us, that sacrificed so much for us on both sides of the family. They don't have to be members of the church. That's certainly an important part as well, but those pioneers and those people who sacrificed so that we could live as we live today, that came to the United States where to sacrifice so much. They sacrificed, I mentioned Lars and Karen Marie sacrificed so much to move here. They had friends and family and a great, they were middle class. They were happy where they were. They loved their country, but they recognized after receiving the gospel that it was important for them to come to Zion, where the temple was, where their family could be sealed for time and for all eternity. And when they joined the church, they lost most of their friends and associates. They were stalwart members of the Lutheran Church there in Odense, but they gave it up. And that is just one example of dozens that could be cited. So remember that you stand on the shoulders of giants as they sacrifice so much. We all want to be happy. And Tyler mentioned this, but I had this written down last week. I didn't have time to do this vlog until today, but I had this written down that happiness will come. True happiness will come as you live the gospel. That's it. That's the only enduring way to receive joy is to ensure that your life is conforming to the gospel of Jesus Christ. That will lead you to great happiness, not only in this life, but in the life to come. So with those opinions and 50 cents, you can buy a root beer, but there you go. Have a great day.